Hey everybody, Travis here at the Fitness Garage, and today I'm going to take you through a resistance band training workout. Resistance bands are really great to use when you're traveling or if you don't have access to weights, or it just adds to your tools you can do with some of your workouts from home. So we're going to do that today. Let's get started. So over here I've got a couple different bands that I've got from Elite FTS. I got these back when COVID first hit and all the gyms were shut down and nobody had any weights available. So this was my first tool, my first go-to to work out with. They're really good. You can do a lot of different things with them. You can travel with them. I use these when I'm trying to pump up backstage before a competition. But there's a lot you can do with them. They don't take up much space. Each color represents a different strength resistance. So we're going to try a few different ones out. The first one we're going to do is chest. You're going to loop it around your thumbs like this and bring it around behind you. And with this, you can just kind of add some resistance for just pumping up your chest. This is just a great, just kind of a warm up for your chest, like you're doing a push-up, but you're not even on the ground. And then take one of the heavier ones. This orange one is pretty big. It's got a lot of good resistance. I do the same thing with it, wrap it around my back, and then do some push-ups on the ground like this. Now I can do a lot of push-ups, but when you add these to it, it makes it a lot tougher. So that's one of the things you can do for chest. The next one we'll do is like a fly, but we're only going to do one at a time. You just want to wrap it around something. I'm going to use this rack here, but you can wrap it around a doorknob at home or a post or anything, something that's stable, it's not going to move. And from here, I'm going to, almost like if you do dumbbell flies, you're just doing one arm flies like this, keeping your elbows bent. What I like about this is it's kind of different variable resistance. In the beginning here, you get a little bit of a stretch, but then the further you pull it, the harder it gets and you get a tight squeeze right here in your chest. So I try to pull away from it so I can pull. And if you want to make it tougher or easier, just step away to stretch it out a little bit more. Just like that. And you do the same thing on the other side. Keeping the elbow bent. When you're doing these, make sure wherever you're wrapping it around is at chest height. So we got at least two exercises you can do with the bands for chest. That's the fly and the push-ups. The next one we're going to use this little short one. I like this a lot. It's pretty strong. What I like to do for this one is put it under my foot, act like I'm doing like a dumbbell row. It's really tough to pull up like that. And that's a good back exercise. Just staying bent over, try to drive those elbows straight up. That's one of the things you can do. Or you can do a longer version, or easier version with one of the other bands. You can do like a variation, like a two-arm dumbbell row. Just grab it like this and step on both in the middle with your feet, and then you can pull straight up like that, like you're doing a two-arm dumbbell row. That's a great way to get some back in. Squeezing your shoulders placed together. You get at the top when it's really tough. Try to hold it. If you don't have anything at home, you could wrap it around a door with the door shut. But what we're going to do, this is like a lat pull down that you would do for back. So depending on where the you have the band wrapped around is the angle you kind of want to get your back even with. So I'm gonna bend over some and get that pull, like I'm trying to do a pull down, getting those elbows wide. That's a great back pull down. All right, so we've done 2 chest and 2 back. So let's do some arms. What I like to do for arms, for biceps, is stepping on the band, doing a curl like that. You can do like a hammer curl, or you can do a regular curl. Now, I've got it doubled up, but if you want to make it a little bit easier, you just put one foot, or just put one loop through. And make it a little bit harder, you can step in with 2 feet. Spread your feet apart, a little bit more resistance, so you find what works for you. And then you can turn your hand out kind of wide, like you're doing a barbell curl. So those are 2 different variations to get curls in. And you can do different bands to add resistance or make it tougher. All right. This is one I used to use a lot when the gyms first closed down, was to mimic a tricep press down. So I'm just wrap this around the top, come down and do a tricep press down. These are really tough at the bottom. When you're doing these on the cable, you might do 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, but it's 40 pounds all the way through. It stays the same on the cable. But here with these bands, it might be 20 here, 30 here, 40 here, 50, all the way to 70. It makes it a lot tougher the more you stretch the band out. So it's a good different way to mix it up. I'm getting a good pump from these. Okay. Another one you can do for triceps is an overhead extension. And I've just got my foot wrapped around one at the bottom, coming up, stretching it out. Great for triceps. All right, next we're gonna do some shoulders. And if I'm doing shoulders, I like to do shoulder presses. So a good way to mimic that is standing on a band, acting like you kind of got a bar in your hand and just pressing straight up. We're just trying to copy different exercises that we would normally use for weights. And this is a good shoulder press. You can grab lower on the bands to make it tighter. Another shoulder exercise that you can do is for your rear delts. You're just gonna hold down in front of you, pull back. These are great for your rear delts. I like to do these a lot even when I don't have weights. I use this in my regular shoulder routine all the time. Another one we can do are like side raises. That's coming out like that. So those are 3 different versions you can do for just shoulders. So those are 10 different exercises you can do that we covered. 2 for chest, 2 for back, 3 for shoulders, and then 1 for biceps and triceps. I don't really like to use any bands for legs, but you can refer to one of my other videos for that at-home workout that I like to incorporate for legs, doing like lunges and squats. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching.